Hey there guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while, hasn't it? For those of you who have subscribed, I thank you for sticking with this train wreck of a channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome to the madness. Anyways, let's talk about the topic of this video, which is anime where the MC dies. So yeah, this is a list that won't go wrong. So basically, this is a list of anime where the MC of the very anime kicks the bucket. I'll be showing you anime that have the MCs die before or even after the anime begins, some while the anime is still in motion. So buckle up, Buttercup, and get ready to go on the ride of, did the main character actually die? First on this list is Kazuma Sato from Konosuba. Okay, it's an isekai, and yes, in order for the story to get started, the MC's got to kick the can, so to speak. But I kind of put this here mainly because I like the fact that after he dies, he makes a total Chad move and takes the goddess who laughed at him with him, even though she's pretty useless. But hey, at least he got to do the isekai thing. If you don't know this anime, it's basically about a guy who dies after trying to save a girl who he thought was going to be hit by a tracker. Trackers move slowly, by the way, so. But anyways, after this, he finds himself in front of a goddess who laughs at him, and then mocks him, and then offers to isekai him. And the rest is basically history. Anyway, you can go and watch it, trust me. It's a good watch. It's funny and has pretty ridiculous plot progression and characters that are also just as ridiculous. You'll be envious of Kazuma, then pity him, as he's probably the only sane person in this world. So yeah, go give Konosuba a try right now. Alright, coming in at number 2, we have Sailor Moon. Now you're probably thinking, wait, Sailor Moon dies? And yeah, you heard me right. Usagi Tsukino may look like your everyday clumsy high school girl who can't pass a test to save her life. But when it comes to throwing herself into danger for her friends and that dreamy boyfriend Mamoru, she takes it to a whole new level, literally sacrificing herself. Like multiple times. Yeah, she's got more comeback power than your favorite video game character with infinite lives. Let's rewind for a sec. Usagi's life starts out pretty basic. She's your standard crybaby who's constantly flunking her exams. One day, she saves a cat with a crescent moon on its forehead. Because why not? That cat, named Luna, drops the biggest plot twist ever. Surprise kid, you're Sailor Moon, a magical guardian with a duty to protect Earth. Oh, and did I mention she gets this super fancy brooch that lets her transform into her magical girl persona? Fashionable and functional. Now, her new job isn't just about beating up evil monsters sent by Queen Beryl. Although, side note, these monsters are just stealing energy because reasons? No, there's also a whole royal drama subplot where she has to find the Moon Kingdom's lost princess, assemble the rest of her sailor squad, and track down the legendary silver crystal to save the world. No pressure, right? But let's get back to why she's on this list. Usagi Tsukino has this crazy habit of, throwing herself in front of swords and lasers for her friends. One minute she's standing in the way of an alien death ray. The next, she's giving up all her life energy to save the planet. And even in the future, she's out here losing her life. Like, girl, chill. Luckily, her friends are just as ride or die, and they always manage to bring her back. It's like Sailor Moon's greatest power isn't her moon tiara or her sparkly brooch. It's her ability to die and come back with a smile. So yeah, if you haven't already, go watch Sailor Moon. Between Usagi's self-sacrificing heroics, ridiculous monster fights, and that killer theme song, it's totally worth it. But fair warning, you'll go from loving her to crying over her to cheering when she makes her inevitable comeback. Sailor Moon doesn't just die, she dies fab every time. Alright, sliding into the number 3 spot is Your Name, or in Japanese, Kimi no Na wa. Now at first glance, you might think this is just a wholesome, body-swapping rom-com, but nope, plot twist. There's some straight-up heartbreak and existential dread hidden in all the beautiful visuals and catchy soundtrack. Oh, and yeah, the MC totally dies, sort of. Let me explain. So we've got Mitsuha Miyamazu, your average countryside high school girl who's tired of her quiet life and wishes she could live it up as a city boy in Tokyo. And then there's Taki Tachibana, your typical overworked Tokyo high schooler juggling school, a part-time job, and big dreams of becoming an architect. One day, bam, they start waking up in each other's bodies. Mitsuha's out here living Taki's life in the city, while Taki is suddenly stuck dealing with small-town life. And yes, they handle this freaky situation in the most chaotic and hilarious ways possible. But here's where it gets wild. They eventually realize this body swapping thing isn't just random. It's some next level fate stuff. Naturally, they decide to meet IRL because duh, that's what you do in these situations. Only problem? They don't. Why? Oh, just a meteor obliterating Mitsuha's entire village. Casual, right? Turns out Taki's been swapping bodies with Mitsuha from 3 years in the past. So yeah, surprise. The Mitsuha he knew. She's already dead. Big yikes. Of course, Taki, being the dedicated romantic he is, doesn't let a little thing like time and space and death stop him. He works his way back to her timeline and uses their magical connection to warn her about the meteor before it hits. It's an emotional roller coaster that'll have you tearing up and rooting for them the whole way through. So, if you haven't seen Your Name, what are you even doing? Between the jaw-dropping animation, the time-bending plot, and the gut-punch twists, it's one of those movies that'll stick with you. And honestly, watching Taki rewrite fate to save Mitsuha will make you question why you even cry over your favorite characters dying. Because apparently love and a little body-swapping magic can fix everything. Coming in at number 4, we've got Grave of the Fireflies, or in Japanese, Hataru no Haka. And let me just say, this one is not for the faint of heart. If you thought anime was all about quirky characters, overpowered battles, and happy endings, this movie will grab your soul, stomp on it, and then leave you questioning your life choices. Oh, and yeah, spoiler alert, both main characters kick the can in this one. So the story follows Seita and his little sister, Setsuko, 2 kids trying to survive in Japan during the tail end of World War II. And by survive, I mean slowly starving to death, because war doesn't exactly leave a lot of room for happy childhoods. After their home and mom are wiped out during the firebombing of Kobe, they're basically left to fend for themselves in a world that does not care. Like, you'd think maybe some adults would lend a hand, but nope, most of them are all, not my problem, kid. Real uplifting stuff, right? Now, here's the thing about Seita. He's doing his best. He's hustling, scraping together whatever he can, and trying to keep his little sister's spirits up. But let's be real, this is a Studio Ghibli movie, not a Disney one. And instead of magical talking animals or forest spirits coming to save the day, what do we get? Starvation, disease, and heartbreak. Setsuko's decline is probably one of the most gut-wrenching things you'll ever see in anime. And Seita, well, let's just say this guy carries some serious emotional baggage all the way to the end. Fun fact, or a depressing fact, this movie is based on a semi-autobiographical story by Akiyuki Nosaka, who used his own experiences during and after the firebombing as inspiration. So yeah, this isn't just a sad anime. It's a tragic slice of history. Oh, and here's the kicker. It was originally released as a double feature with My Neighbor Totoro. That's right, they paired one of the most heartwarming, feel-good films ever with this. What a combo. Anyway, if you're brave enough to watch Grave of the Fireflies, be prepared. It's beautifully animated, hauntingly realistic, and will absolutely wreck your emotions. But hey, if you're in the mood for an anime that really shows how cruel life can be, while also proving that sibling bonds are unbreakable, even in death, then this is the one for you. Just, well, keep some tissues handy. And maybe follow it up with something light like Totoro. Trust me, you'll need it. Alright, closing out this list at number 5, we've got Death Note. If you haven't seen this anime yet, first of all, what are you doing with your life? And second, buckle up, because this one takes you on a wild ride where the MC doesn't just die. He gets a god of death to personally write his name in the death book. Talk about poetic irony. So here's the deal. Light Yagami, our so-called protagonist, is this genius high schooler who's so bored with life he decides to become God. How? Well, he stumbles upon this magical notebook called the Death Note, which basically turns him into the Grim Reaper with a pen. Write someone's name in it, and boom, they're dead. Obviously, Light does what any reasonable person would do. Tests it out by offing a random criminal. And surprise, it works. Cue the "what have I done" moment. Just kidding. Light immediately decides to use his newfound god powers to cleanse the world. Now, you'd think that would be enough drama, but no, this is Death Note. Enter Ryuk, the Shinigami who dropped the Death Note into the human world just because he was bored. Honestly, same Ryuk. He spends most of the series eating apples and laughing at Light as he digs himself deeper into his god complex. But here's where things get spicy. Light's brilliant plan to become the ruler of the new world hits a major roadblock in the form of L, the detective who's just as smart and twice as weird as Light. What follows is basically a 37-episode chess match where both of them are trying to outsmart each other. And every episode ends with you yelling, "What?" at your screen. It's tense, it's insane, and it's so good. Now Light's death? Oh, it's a chef's kiss of karmic justice. See, way back at the start, Ryuk tells Light that he's not his buddy, he's not his pal, he's just here for the show. And when Light finally bites off more than he can chew and loses, guess who writes his name in the death note? Yep, Ryuk himself. Light goes down, not as the god of a new world, but as just another guy who flew too close to the sun. Or, in this case, tried to be God with a notebook and got schooled by a Shinigami and a very determined detective. So if you're into psychological thrillers with plenty of death, mind games, and a protagonist who goes full villain, give Death Note a watch. Just don't blame me when you start side-eyeing your own notebooks.
Alright, that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you want to support me, then subscribe. Also, if you have your own thoughts on this anime, or just want to say hi, or give your own review, or even just talk about the animes in this video, then feel free to do so down in the comments. Anyways, this has been your neighborhood senpai, and thank you for watching till the end. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye-bye.